It's the loudest voice of the week, and we had a little standoff on the Bill Maher show, recent episode. In this episode, Bill Maher had his guest on, Killer Mike, discussing the repercussions of the Obama/Hillary/CIA killing of Gaddafi in Libya. And during this interaction, he also had to educate Bill Maher on Haiti being suppressed. Oh, by the way, Donna Brazile is also at the table, and you guys know Donna Brazile is the self-proclaimed cheater of the Democratic Party, who admittingly, openly wrote a book about it, made a few bucks, told us that Bernie was cheated by Hillary and that she was responsible as one of the people who did the cheating. And yet she can still go on the show with Bill Maher and be buddy-buddy, and Killer Mike gets to go on the show too. So let's break this down, this clip. And I'm going to tell you something. Not everybody responded the same way to this, but we'll get to that soon. Let's start with, they're going to start with the discussion on Libya and then move to Haiti. And let's see how dumb Bill Maher plays on this. Unless he really doesn't understand he's really that stupid. But we'll see. You guys decide. Is Bill Maher stupid or is he just dumb? But Killer Mike, make no mistake, he went on the show and he hit it out of the park. And that's why we're giving him loudest voice of the week. Here we go.
We knocked him off the motherfucking face.
Sure, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
All right? You're like, absolutely. But as a black person, I saw slavery return to Libya. I saw a man who was willing to help black people in their plight and their struggle by giving billions, ignored. I saw someone who wanted to unite Africa under one currency and have a potentially United States of Africa. And I know how dangerous that is to Europe and the United States. I saw that crushed. And as an American, I had to shut fuck up, go with the Republic. But that's something, if I ever had a chance to talk to Obama, I'd really say,
so
why?
you see Gaddafi good guy.
You say Gaddafi is not an evil dictator? What are you talking about, Killer Mike? We were told he's an evil dictator. That's why we had to murder him, right? What are you saying?
I see Gaddafi has been not as bad as they said.
And that's good for Killer Mike. If you want to keep getting invited back on to Bill Maher, he has a way of giving just a little bit, just enough to Bill Maher, so he's not made to look like a total fool. So we know what he's doing there. Killer Mike's just softening the blow just a bit. But no, he's making the point that it's not what you were told. Pay attention, Bill Maher. You should know. You should be educated because you yap and babble every week on your show. You should know this stuff. But we think maybe he knows it, but he's pretending he doesn't.
I can't see any president I have as a good guy. I love Obama. The symbol of Obama is up in my motherfucking house. He's a black man. He became president, and he did more drone bombings than any other U.S. president before him.
That's correct. That's accurate. That's factual. Does Bill Maher have any response to that? Let's see. What do you say to that, Bill Maher? Oh, Obama killed more people drone bombing any other president ever. What do you say to that?
He and Hillary Clinton disturbed a country called Libya, in which you used to have a free house, free education, free, and now it's not free anymore. And there are people who look like me that aren't free. So as much as I love my republic,
you know, it was a very repressive dictatorship.
A very repressive dictatorship, Bill, of course, because that's what was told to us. No, it wasn't. And if you want to critique Libya pre-Hillary Clinton murdering Gaddafi, you can try and make a case for that, but I guarantee you're not going to show us anything as bad as it is right now. And make no mistake, Killer Mike is hitting it out of the park, telling us they were a free country. They were attempting to not have anything to do with the West, having their own currency. We know that's the number one thing that gets people killed of other countries, is when they try to break off the petrodollar and do their own currency. That is why Gaddafi was murdered. That's why Saddam Hussein was murdered. This is something, a pattern that we see. Bill Maher should know this, and that's why I think he's lying right here, and he's just regurgitating the state narrative talking points and making that face that you see, the face of, what? Don't you know? Come on, Killer Mike. Libya was a horrible place until we came along and brought democracy and helped the women and children and passed out Bibles and all that good stuff, right? And stole their shit, too, on top of it.
Hear what you're saying. We're living under one now. We ain't storming the fucking White House.
It was not. You know what?
There's ICE walking down American neighborhoods.
Okay, if you think that's the same as Libya.
I didn't say the
Gaddafi,
same. I said repressive.
But let
me add to that. ICE walking down the street and taking whoever the hell they want Bill Maher can sit there and go, well, that's not as bad as what I was told about Libya. But the real point that needs to be made here is, Bill, you know that anybody in another country could take that and use that as an excuse to call us a terrorist state and that we have to take out our dictator. You know that, right? You know that that's enough, that you could sell that to any other people on the planet. Look what's going on. All you got to do is show a few clips. In fact, we could sell that way easier. That if you're going to buy hook, line, and sinker that Libya was an oppressive place ruled by a dictator, and you're just going to believe that because that's what the man on the TV told you, Bill Maher. You're not, it doesn't cross your mind that we could also be packaged the same way, if not worse, because all you have to do is show clips of ICE raiding houses with masks on and not having to identify themselves, taking anyone they want. They take American citizens, by the way. They do that. That's enough. You could just do that. You could sell that to any other part of the world, and any of them that were psychopath enough to want to invade and kill our president, that would be enough, at least to sell to their public. That would be enough. So you should know that, because you believe the other side of that without seeing any of the footage of any sort of horrible stuff that Gaddafi was doing to his people, because we're just told it and we're expected to believe it. Just like we were told Assad had chemical weapons he unloaded on his people, and we were just supposed to believe it because chemicals are not, you can't see them, they're invisible. And if CNN tells us that they're chemicals and they smell like chemicals, well, we should just believe it. And so that's a really ridiculous inability Bill Maher has here to have any self-awareness of whether you agree or not with ICE, Bill Maher, you should be able to see what this looks like to the rest of the world. And you could package anything as a dictatorship that people are oppressed in that need to be taken out. So the same thing could happen right back to us. But Killer Mike not getting into that part, I don't hold that against him. He had a lot more to say. Listen.
Let's have some perspective.
All right.
Because it's very...
Before y'all go smoke?
Well,
I'm done, I really like this.
Yeah, Donna Brazil, she wants to smoke. This, again, she's the woman who admittingly in a book told us I cheated. I'm a cheater. The Democratic Party is a cheating party that likes to hand select our nominee for president for the general election. We like to hand select Hillary Clinton, and we like to sabotage Bernie Sanders, and we did it on purpose, and we're cheats. So she's done that. Just to be very clear, that's who's hanging out with these guys right now, getting a little joke in there in the interim.
It's very easy to lose.
And when the emails came out, the emails said essentially we were doing it for the French. Like, how long do the French get to fucking live off Haiti, Libya, West Africa? How long before you got to ante up what's in the Louvre?
The French are still living off Haiti?
Oh, yeah. Haiti
Well,
still has
why
to pay
can't they
reparations.
fix it then?
Why can't Haitians fix it?
No, or the French. If the French are so involved.
There's no interest in
can't
colonization.
fix their
Don't you
country
read
right
France
now.
Fanon? Did you read Rest of the Earth? You date enough black women to know this shit. You know that.
You know, Bill, stop bullshitting. You know the resources that are stolen there by the U.S., by the French. You know that they're living off of that. That's absolutely proven, 100% true. We can paper trail that. We can timestamp that. Absolutely, that French are living off of that. Absolutely. It might not be billions and billions, but it's enough to say that that there was a benefit. There's been a benefit, and it's still current. It's not even in the past. It's still current. And that's the relationship France has with Haiti. And here's Bill Maher going to try and double down and say, well, how do you explain all the violence between Haitians? How do you explain that? Well, this is a technique. You got to watch out for this technique. There's an argument to it. So watch out. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, the French,
you got to tell them at night.
The French pulled out of Haiti like in 1806.
No, what I'm saying, though, is Haiti has been punished since 1806.
Yes.
Frederick Douglass wrote about this, too, for being an example that you can without colonizers. And to end colonization is going to take some form of violence. I think anyone who threatens colonies or the colonists are crushed. So whether Gaddafi was ultimately, in my eyes, good or bad,
I mean, the people
he was
who
better
are
than what they have now.
The people who have been repressing the people in Haiti for a very long time are not French.
Shit, me.
They're other Haitians.
Okay, and there's where Bill Maher is lying to you. That he's seeing Haitian on Haitian violence has nothing to do with us. That is also the game plan. We do that shit all the time. We always are funding operations to pit people against each other. We do it all the time. We do that with the drug war, with the the CIA implanting drugs, creating Bloods versus Crips. We do this technique in our country. We do it in other parts of the world. We certainly do it in Haiti. We pit people against each other. We rise up groups. We fund. We do this all through Latin America. We fund groups. We give them resources, money, ammunition, so they can turn on their own people. We do this all the effing time. It's our playbook all the time. We fund other groups. We do it in Ukraine. We did it with the Azov Battalion. We gave the most extreme group, the neo-Nazi Azov Battalion. We gave them everything they needed to uprise and take over. So this is a technique. Bill Maher's acting like he doesn't know this technique. And Haitian on Haitian violence, that's their problem. It's nothing to do with us, man. We're just liberators, Killer Mike. We're liberators. Why are you coming in here bringing nonsense about the West infiltrating these places? And by the way, Haitians were punished because they rose up. Because they rose up and they won. That's why. A real revolution in the street, you get punished for that. If you're the Western Empire looking on from a distance, you go, oh, that's not cool. And then you come in for the kill, and then you steal resources, and then you move on to the next kill. That's what you do. That's what the imperialist machine does.
You don't
There
really.
are Haitians that are put into
Papa
place.
Doc Duvalier
let's
was
not
French.
act like we don't put dictators into place.
Okay, but they're
Help
not
them come to
French.
power.
Yeah, I was about to say, we help them come to power.
They're
Help them
not
come to
French.
power.
But they're not French. So what do you mean we're putting dictators? They're not French. That's like Zelensky's a Jew, so he can't be a neo-Nazi. Or Obama's black. He can't be against the African American population. He's a blah, blah, blah. Well, with the skin color. Bill Maher famously said that he's no longer woke, right? He realized that the left is too woke for him, and he doesn't want to be part of that anymore. Good for him. But doesn't he realize that by making this claim about what somebody looks, you're falling for the identity politics of the why would someone do that when they look like this? Why would Obama be against the African American community when he's black? Why would all these people be against the thing? Because they were hand selected to be the face of the thing, so then you couldn't criticize that thing. And that's part of woke politics, Bill. You should know that. Identity politics. If you have a problem with Kamala, you're a sexist. You're a racist. If you have a problem with Pete Buttigieg, then you're homophobic, right? You guys know the drill. So Bill Maher, again, playing dumb like he doesn't know how shit works. Killer Mike calling his ass out.
They're not Americans. They are Haitians.
So the benefit,
they're Haitians.
No benefits go to the French from Haiti anymore.
Tell me what. I'm not aware of that.
I'm just saying, Haiti still
tell me, what's going on?
As far as I know, Haiti's still sending money to France, that's all.
Sending money?
Haiti is falling apart. That's what I know.
Okay.
And we need to do more to help countries like Haiti, especially
So
now.
what's to do more? I would say we need to reparate countries we've colonized. There's a payment to be made to help countries get. So we took Libya. What have we done to help their country become democratic and get back in a better state? What have we done to help Haiti do?
Nothing. We haven't done anything. That's what he's saying.
Haiti is the reason we got Louisiana and West of that. America really owes Haiti. We kicked the French's ass so bad, it was like, fuck this, we'll sell New Orleans. Y'all have the Saints, y'all have Donna.
I mean, you can stay mad at the past forever, but at some point you got to move forward and make.
There it is. There it is, Bill Maher. Forget the past. We're moving forward. A classic line, classic neoliberal line, a classic line borrowed directly from Obama himself. Obama himself coming into office saying, we're gonna look forward. We're not looking into the past. So never mind about Bush and Cheney and their war crimes and their illegal torture programs. We're just gonna look ahead. And the same thing happening right now with the Epstein files. The same thing. We're going to look ahead, right? Classic going on CNN saying, I don't like to look behind. I like to look ahead. And then you pick and choose this shit because everything Bill Maher has been about has been his really, really bad take on basically he's an atheist Zionist, giving a really bad name to atheism. Saying all religion sucks, but man, Islam is the worst. They're the worst. So we're just going to elevate the Jewish faith more than anything and align it with Christianity, even though he's an atheist. So he's just saying, I'm going to align these two things And you want to talk about not looking in the past, everything you talk about as far as Israel's right to do whatever the F they want is based on the past, based on a free pass they get, a free card they get because of the Holocaust. So don't say, Bill Maher, that you don't look into the past. You pick and choose when you want to look into the past. And make no mistake, the Haiti stuff is still going on today. It's not in the past. It's right now. And Killer Mike is right. The French are still getting money from Haiti. That is actually happening. Is there any more here? I think this is the tail end.
Make things better in
I'm
the
not
future.
saying I don't want to move forward. I'm just saying put something in my pocket for your socket. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me have something for my move forward. That's how we do it for other nations.
So, case study QB, thanks for putting this together. This is a tough one because when we watch this, we know what's going on. We know you guys know what's going on. The problem is when you go on Twitter and you see this broken up, you see really, really diabolical accounts that I used to like, we used to follow, got certain things right about COVID. People like Vigilant Fox getting this wrong, telling us that Bill Maher stuck it to Killer Mike, which is not true. And it's based on this idea that we can't understand the historical context of American imperialism. We don't want to. And if anybody calls it out like Killer Mike does, we're just going to bash it. And we're going to take Bill Maher looking dumb and playing dumb as if he got one over on Killer Mike because Bill Maher said, oh, that doesn't sound right. Oh, that doesn't sound true. So no, Bill Maher's not sticking it to Killer Mike. He's revealing his lack of knowledge in this arena. But more than that, he's revealing his intentional pretense that it's well beyond reality and that he doesn't want to go there, and he's pretending that he doesn't know these things when I believe for the most part he does know. He does know this stuff. He does know that Hillary Clinton and Condoleezza Rice high-fived on Jon Stewart's show about how they stuck it to Gaddafi and took him out and laughed about it. He knows that happened. And he also knows that if you go to Libya, you go to Haiti right now, you're not going to see democracy. You're not going to see something that looks like we brought peace and change and elevated their society. You're going to see the opposite. He knows that. So it's really hard to make this case. Bill Maher can make the case because he just plays dumb. But luckily, Killer Mike can go on the show and call him out. And he did a very good job at doing so. And he did it in a way where he still can be invited back. And that's also important to note that Killer Mike is a regular guest on Bill Maher. And he keeps that because he knows how to kind of back off just a little, say the thing, back off just a little. And he does it just right that he can get invited back on. You know, people who can't go back on Bill Maher ever again, people like Glenn Greenwald can never go back on his show because Glenn Greenwald sticks it down his effing throat. He says, Bill Maher, you are being completely dishonest and are a problem if you keep spewing your lies about how imperialism works and our responsibility for how countries in the Middle East and countries in other parts of the world, how they turn out, because we have to take responsibility at some point for how we conduct ourselves on the global stage. And that is why Killer Mike gets the loudest voice of the week.